people. In this video I want to talk about a concept that we can take from chess to make better decisions in League of Legends, and the example game I want to use to illustrate the concept is this game between PSG and Loud. As you can see, PSG just won a beautiful team fight against Loud and were able to take a Baron off of it. And after the Nash, they're all going to be recalling and in base, and they will be asking themselves, what is the best way to win this game now from a completely winning position? Because as you can see, PSG are ahead a little more than 10k at the moment, and they have a Nash buff as well, so more than enough to be able to close this game out. But how exactly should they go about it? Well, they have many options, right? They could run down mid as 5, they could just take the Drake, they could go into jungle and get vision first, which of those is best? And to answer that question, I want to give you a concept from the game of chess. As you can see here, we have a chess position, and in chess we have a beautiful thing called the evaluation bar. And it's this thing on the right that is currently completely white all the way to the top, and what that means is white is winning. Well, basically if white doesn't make a misplay, then white cannot lose. And in this particular position you have two moves which are immediately winning, at checkmate 1, this one and this one. And then you have a lot of other moves which are also winning, but don't checkmate immediately. So you can go like here and you're still winning, but it's not checkmate. And you can go here and it's winning, but it's not checkmate. And then there's some moves that actually draw the game, which would be this one: you let black take your queen, and then no one can win anymore. So what does this have to do with League? Well, just like in this completely winning position, white has a lot of moves that win. And in this League position, it is the exact same. So PSG could just go mid as 5 and push and probably win. And PSG could just go 5 Drake and probably win. And they could probably go into the jungle and get vision first and probably win. And I'm going to argue that none of these are actually factually correct, because as long as all our moves, just like here, all end up in a win, I don't think you can say that there is a definitely correct one. What you should always do and strive to find in these positions, in my opinion, is the way that to you seems easiest. So if you think, okay, running down mid as 5 is the lowest risk, then that's what you should do. That is the correct play for you. And if you're a different kind of team that's like, oh, we want to get our vision control first, we want to take the Drake, we want to play it slow, then that is the correct play for you. And I don't think you can really say that either of them is wrong, as long as both objectively result in a win. And so in this game you can see that PSG end up going for the get vision route, and we'll close the game out that way. But then you can also transfer that concept to the Loud side, because if PSG has a bunch of correct plays, then we can ask, well, does Loud have any correct plays? And I'm going to make the argument that Loud does not have any correct plays, for the reason that whatever Loud does, in theory, PSG should still be winning. Therefore, there is no correct thing for Loud to do, because, well, technically everything loses, right? So for the Loud side as well, you can just suggest a bunch of things, and you should, from the Loud perspective, go with the one that is most likely to make the enemy make a mistake. So for example, you could say, okay, let's group with everyone and try to pick someone off, 5v2, 5v3, whatever. With the Malphite ult, you could say, okay, maybe trap us 3 in the bush and hope that someone taste checks us. Those are all ideas, right? And again, none of them should work in theory, because PSG has all the cards in their hand. But, I mean, they will all have different percentages of working, depending on what you think PSG is most likely to make a mistake on. And then you can find your own subjective version of the quote-unquote correct play, which I think in spots like this is very, very subjective for the reasons that I've given. And the last thing I want to leave you with is, in this League of Legends position, it's pretty obvious who's winning, right? It's just PSG, 10k ahead, Baron, Drakes, like, everyone can see that. At an earlier point in the game, it's way harder to see who's winning. But the thing is, unlike in chess, in League of Legends there's no draw. So right now, in this game state, one of these two sides is winning, just purely dependent on draft. And I don't think we are far enough advanced in our League knowledge that we can actually properly state that, or that it has any meaning, because there's just so much that still has to happen in this game. But still, I think it's a really interesting concept to apply to earlier and earlier stages of the game, because the sooner you actually identify that you're winning or losing, you can really change your play with this maxim. So if you think that you're losing, you need to start looking for the crazy plays, because you need to get back, right? And if you're winning, then you can start asking way earlier, okay, not necessarily what is the best play, but rather what is the easiest play that has the least likelihood of us making a mistake. So yeah, hope that helps for you competitive and solo queue games, and I'll see you next time.